One day I woke up, couldn't walk.
I didn't want to be here anymore.
I try not to have my disability as part of my identity.
Thanks to basketball, I have now achievable goals that I would never have been able to reach before.
Generally,
I'm sure Ali would, but he's not taking up extra teams.
I want to go start coaching rugby again, but I've got all these dickheads I've got to coach at Coventry.
Most times, when we run drills like this, you attack and then you go off the floor. But you've got into a habit of doing that. The moment I change
In his spare time, 42-year-old energy trader Ali Hope is a wheelchair basketball coach for one of the top teams in the UK, Coventry Crusaders.
They've made me a changing room called the Ali Hope Suite. It's a disabled shower.
A basketball.
When they said...
A basketball.
Well,
stop trying to coach teams you're not coaching.
I don't...
Last year, the Crusaders came up short against their main adversary, London Titans, and today is the revenge match.
Trying to make sure that we've got the most competitive lineups ready to go.
Ali has been in a wheelchair for almost 20 years after a rugby injury changed his life forever.
There are no words really, it's a pretty horrifying experience. You've got no idea what life is going to look like or whether you're going to survive and all that sort of stuff.
This injury left him paralysed from the neck down, but after almost 2 years he managed to regain control of his upper body.
But then you start to get stuff back. So I still remember it to this day, like lying on my right hand side and that finger just started to twitch and move, and I was like, hang on a minute, I'm asking my finger to move. And once you've got some positive signs, you then just start to feel better and better and better about it, although you're incredibly anxious about how you're going to be moving forward, recovering and trying to learn how to do things again, so learn how to dress myself, learn how to look after myself, learn how to get in and out of the car and all that sort of stuff. But then there was the psychological aspect of sort of saying, right, well, what am I going to do with my life now? So I can't play rugby anymore, so ultimately what am I going to do? So
"20-year-old George Gray, a business student, played as a forward for the Crusaders, being one of the club's top players. At the age of 12, after suffering from a nerve tumour on his right leg, he decided to amputate it.
Through almost all aspects of my life, I was struggling at school. I was struggling with pain control as well as mobility. I think I kind of led myself into a dark tunnel. That was the period where I was kind of dismissed by the hospitals, and they said there's nothing else we can do, you've kind of just got to live with your condition. And it was that period of time where I wasn't able to really do much. What sprung from that is the idea of my amputation.
it's pointless being a big hard rugby player if you get an injury and then you lose all of that bravery.
So you're almost operating as a point guard, okay? Now, is that a safe pass, Liam, to get the ball to you, George? No, is it a safe pass?
For me, it was a case of, it's a challenge, it's a battle. I don't like losing, so we'll just crack on with it and see where we end up.
The moment I woke up and saw the fact that my leg was amputated, for me, I consider it being reborn. I said, game on. Let's put in the work, let's go through rehab, and let's make it better than it was before.
We're on our way to Coventry now. We've got a home game against London Titans. If not the best team in the league, they're certainly the most intense. Everything we've spoken about this week at training is to try and match London Titans for physicality and intensity and energy, and that's something Titans do really well, and it's something that I want to try and develop into our game. I think the big question for ourselves is can we play that high energy, high intensity basketball? Can we play quick? But can we then also play like really nice basketball? We'll have to sort of see how we go. And like I say, we're missing a couple of players today as well, so that makes things a little tougher. I think when people realise, hang on a minute, the court's the same size, the basketball hoop's the same height, then I think there's an awful lot of respect for the sport, and they enjoy watching it because of how difficult it is.
People should be seeing what we actually are capable of, because everyone sees basketball as a non-contact sport, and they see wheelchair basketball as it's going to be very soft. But you have people hitting each other, falling out all the time. That we're using the same baskets as NBA players, and we're using the same balls, so it's not like we're just chucking it in a little net. We're actually having to chuck it all the way up to a 10-foot net.
It's one of the only disabled sports completely open to anyone. Anybody can play, and I think that's really important for more people to understand disabled people.
I definitely get judged, especially when I'm parking up, putting up the blue badge. Everyone looks at me that I'm able, I'm very fit. They can't see the scars what are in my trousers and what all the pain I'm going through all the time.
No, I don't think people fully understand the situation that we deal with, and that's okay. You can't imagine someone to fully understand. For instance, I wouldn't understand your situation in life because I haven't gone through the same experiences. But what they could do is potentially, improve their reaction and appreciate it more.
Did you just shout Batman, Abs?
Something I really try to very subtly try and teach the kids at basketball, that if you don't progress in life, it's not necessarily because you're disabled, or because someone is judging you because you're disabled. You're sort of letting it happen. You're not changing that process. It's not going to change. Just be better. If you're struggling to progress forward in your career, what can you do? You need to try and be the controller of your own destiny.
So started to bring that pace and that energy. We started to switch on. That's the intensity that we've got to play basketball at.
The sport has helped me with my confidence massively. It's given me a voice to just talk to anyone. Coventry has helped me with just being able to be around people my age, and it's just helped me just be me.
The first thing I remember thinking was, the sport's going to be rubbish. It's going to be nothing like football. How can a disabled person play sports that fast? But then once I got into it, it was better than football for me. I hope to have a career in wheelchair basketball, and I can't do that without being in a wheelchair.
Thanks to basketball, I've definitely come to terms with my situation a lot more. Outside of basketball, outside of the court, you're often seen as kind of like an outsider. You're unique. You're someone who gets stared at all the time, no matter where you go. If you're at the shops, if you're walking past. However, when you walk through the building, you've got your headphones on, you strap up and you sit in your chair and you play against people exactly in your same situation. You're there and you're an equal. So it's an escape. It's a complete escape.